Hi, I'm Greg Finn.
And I'm Jess Budd.
Welcome to Marketing O'Clock's Ripped from the Headlines.
A deep dive into what's going on in digital marketing right now.
So, Google Images Ads. This is from earlier this month when we covered it on episode 60. Picture this, Google Images Ads.
I love that title so much. And this can actually impact more than you might think, so you're definitely going to want to hear this out, guys.
So, quick explainer. Showcase shopping ads had debuted last year for third-party sites and Google search, and they were more interactive ads you could click on and see more information, a much more interactive experience than just a standard ad. And these ads now have the opportunity of showing up on Google image search. And it's a big deal because Google search and Google image search are very different. And many times people have very different intent when they use each of those services.
Yeah, absolutely. So the main announcement, again, was that ads will appear in Google Images, which is obviously true. But there's a bit more that you need to know with this just based on what Greg just said.
And that more you'll need to know isn't a good one.
No, sir.
All right. And as we do on our deep dives here, we're going to go through the 5.5 W's of shopping ads and Google Images.
Yes, and that's the who, what, why, where, when, and the half is the how, because, it's an H.
It doesn't start with a W.
No. All right. Greg, tell us about the who.
So the who, first off, who can use these? And as you may think by the name, it's for Google Ads shopping users. So ads are now showing up in Google image search, but they're only those shopping ads that are showing up. And then again, more specifically, the ads that are showing up are those showcase shopping ads. So that is the first who. If you're using showcase shopping, it's you.
Perfect. And it is not for anyone or anything else. So let's break down the what. What exactly are showcase shopping ads on Google Images? It uses, as we said, showcase shopping ads, which were released in September of 2018. And Google puts it best, a showcase shopping ad appears on Google when someone searches with a more general term, such as backpacks. Then showcase shopping ads show relevant products together with lifestyle images that you choose to represent your brand or business.
So when somebody engages or clicks that ad, the showcase shopping ad expands and you can see products that are most relevant to the search terms that somebody was looking for. And then you can also connect by hitting different product groups within that ad. So again, it's not just an ad that you click on and takes you away. It's one that you click on and engage with.
Yes. And so you can show a couple, several products or a whole category of your inventory if you want, which is great.
Okay. So now onto the where. And this is the scary part, Jess.
Tell us about it.
Okay. So now these showcase shopping ads are going to be showing up within Google Images search. And that is no longer different than Google Search Network. Before, as an advertiser, you'd have to choose, I want search partners. And now that's being folded in. And Robert Brady over at Clicks Marketing had a good write-up there and talked about the fact that Google Images gets a ton of searches when you suddenly reclassify something of that size from an optional target, parentheses, search partners, to a default target, parentheses, the core search network. It'll have a significant impact. And he's right.
Yeah.
Before, this wasn't in the core search network, and now Google is shifting that in and also kind of shifting this into light as to why they're actually doing this and running ads within Google Images.
Makes a lot of sense. The pieces are coming together.
The pieces are coming together. And again, check that out over at Clicks Marketing. Everything is in the show notes. But the email that Google had sent out also talks about the fact that your ads will start showing on Google Images, and there may be a 3 to 10% increase in traffic at a lower cost per click and comparable conversion rates.
We'll see.
So this, again, when we heard the news, we're like, oh, that's kind of cool. That'd be nice to be trying to target it. Then you find out it's shopping, and then you find out that it is now not optional.
Nope.
It's part of the core search. So if you're running those shopping ads now, you are running in Google image search, and that is scary.
Yeah, it's scary. Not only the fact that they took that control away, but also the fact that your existing campaigns could start performing differently. And if you don't know that this was a change that was happening, you may not understand why. So important.
And the intent to me is far different.
Yeah.
Right? It's
the user intent? Absolutely.
Right. I'm looking on image search and I'm going to, see a certain superhero on Spider-Man, and I'm just looking for a picture, man. I don't want to buy a costume or something like that. And I could see this, especially the fact that you're not actually driving traffic off with some of these ad formats being really, really pricey and budgets going sky high.
Yeah. And that's a big part of this too, because if we want to talk about the when, as far as when you pay as an advertiser, it's these showcase shopping ads use what's called a CPE, or cost per engagement bidding. So in that example that you just gave, where someone's just looking at a picture, maybe they click open your ad, they have engaged with that ad and you could be charged for that. So they are... The way that works specifically is if someone expands your showcase shopping ad and spends more than 10 seconds with it, or clicks on a product link before then, you are charged. So I feel like there is a lot of potential for that for someone that's just looking through images that happens to click on your ad. So you can learn more about that billing, specifically how that works, in the link we put in the show notes. But something to pay attention to, because these are not just cost per click or, not pay for conversions or any of that new cool stuff that came in. This is cost per engagement.
Yeah. And so if you're out there and all of a sudden your shopping campaigns just take a massive dump, guess what? You might want to try, see if this is impacting it. And there's also some chatter. Again, this has just been announced. There's only in very specific verticals currently, but, this could really tank some of those numbers.
Yeah, absolutely.
And I don't buy the same conversion rates that Google says. Sorry, maybe not, especially on a CPE basis. You don't know, and if you have a good ad and somebody's looking at imagery and just browsing around, probably not going to have the same conversion rate as somebody actually searching for a product actively in that process. So we'll have to see. But
I don't like it. I can't imagine it's going to be an upswing.
It usually never is.
We'd be optimistic to say it'd stay the same.
The one thing I'd say, this is typically the case where we're just poo-pooing everything and saying there's never an upswing. I am taking one thing back. The pay for conversions that Google Ads has is amazing.
Amazing.
We went back a few deep dives ago and we talked about pay for conversions in detail. And so just to give them credit for something amazing, when you're buying only those conversions, it is incredible. Yes. So that's been the savior in all of these different changes. At least we got one thing that we can't whine about.
A good thing. Exactly. So we can whine about anything else because we are not just whining about everything. We look at things objectively.
Absolutely.
Objectively.
Okay. So why do people want to use this? The answer is because you have to. There's no way around it. Again, you can't say, I don't want to show up in search partners. This is now going to show up in any of the shopping ads are going to be showing up in Google image search. So there's no way around it. And again, this could be really, really, really bad. And check out the article on Clicks Marketing for more.
Exactly. So should we talk about the how, which we usually call the wow?
Yes, this is my favorite W.
H is everybody's favorite W. I just don't know if we want to call it a wow, but anyway, because we're not excited about this, let's go with the how.
Can we change this to a wah wah?
Oh, wow.
Does it start with a W?
That does start with a W.
Perfect.
That's good. All right, so we'll go with that. So this is rolling out selectively as long as you meet the parameters and you're in the right field, obviously. So they're currently only testing this for a small percentage of traffic with select retailers, surfacing on broad queries like home office ideas, shower tile designs, and abstract art. That's our favorite quote. We love to read that one from Google just because the categories are funny.
But even though these queries specifically, there's such a swing in that. If you're a college kid looking for abstract art examples, you're gonna look at Google Images and see a bunch of different things. And just because you're researching something and looking at images doesn't mean you want to buy it. And then all of a sudden you click in and are looking at an ad and you're in there for 10 seconds. You just cost money.
Yeah.
And so that's the issue. That
That's
is so troubling.
scary.
That you
It's so
can't
scary.
opt out of that. So,
Yeah.
okay, so let's talk about it in reality. Jess, what are your thoughts?
I think you know my thoughts. In reality, I think it kind of so far sucks as much as we've talked about. I mean, I can see where it would be awesome because we've talked about that too, that there is an option there. It's more inventory for advertisers. I think it can be great. It can be great, but it should be something that we need to be able to opt out of if we want to, because to your point, the intention is so different. Even if somebody is in researching to buy mode on Google Images, they're still not at the same point in the funnel, I don't think, as somebody doing traditional search.
Right.
So I don't like the lack of control as far as placements. I don't.
Yeah, and to me, I almost look at Google Images, that persona of people engaged in a Google image search, as more display, right? Like it's
Yeah.
almost not search. You're
Yeah.
kind of going through these different topics and themes and browsing through. You're not like instantly looking for a solution or some sort of, query that has an answer. It's usually a little bit more on the display side, and specifically the custom intent, which Google has done a great job on, custom intent. So I'm worried, I'd say.
Yeah. And
That's
I think
my big thing.
Yeah. And I think that's a great idea, though. If they could just pivot this and instead, offer some inventory with display in Google Images and do that custom intent. I hope Google's listening, because that's a really great idea you just had.
Yeah, if that was an option, I would be so excited.
Yeah.
That this is, again, it's a custom intent audience around rough keyword topics or categories, and you can bid on like a placement level. This would be a game changer, but it's
sweet.
not. This isn't search, and it shouldn't be labeled as search, and I'm upset.
I'll give you an amen.
Okay. All right. I deserved that one.
Yes, you did.
Okay. So anyway, we will see if you are running those shopping campaigns. Look out. Look for any fluctuations. And again, you're not necessarily going to know when it rolls out for you. I've seen it in more spots than the abstract art that Jess talked about earlier. But if you want to read about everything we talked about and more, head on over to marketingoclock.com for all of the links. And that is it for this episode of Ripped from the Headlines, our deep dive into shoppable ads and Google image search.
Yes. And if you are working with Google Ads and working with this in particular, need some support with these changes, we are here to help. So just hit us up.
Absolutely. And our famous Friday news shows come out each and every Friday morning, where we uncover the most important digital marketing news of the week. So make sure that you subscribe so that you don't miss a single episode. And we will see you next week.